The last official test for the quality control test for tablets is the dissolution. The dissolution is an important quality control test for tablets. So this test measures the time required for a given percentage of the drug substance in the tablet to go into the solution under a specified set of conditions. Okay, so the tablet breaks down the smaller particle initially, then it offers a greater surface area to the viability of the drug to the body. So the next step will be the drugs goes into the solution. So this dissolution test is the measure of time required for a given percentage of a drug substance, the tablet, to go into the solution under the specified set of conditions. So it is intended to provide a step towards the evaluation of the physiological availability of the drug substance. So the test towards the evaluation of the physiological availability of the drug product. So all this quality control test, what we are doing is in vitro, that means outside the body. So we are creating the environment of the body, or what the drug get the environment inside the body that we are creating outside. This is called as in vivo. Inside the body is called as in vivo, outside the body is called as in vitro. So we are conducting the test in vitro. So we are maintaining all the conditions outside, like we are taking the medium, then the medium temperature we are making as close to us body temperature, that is 37 plus or minus 2 degrees centigrade, etc. We are maintaining outside and we are conducting the test. Based on the test result, we are predicting its release inside the body. For that, we will be conducting this dissolution study. So usually this in vitro dissolution test is performed using variety of equipments or apparatus are available. So the main equipment, that is equipments described under the United States Pharmacopoeia. So according to United States Pharmacopoeia, there are 7 types of dissolution test apparatus can be used for study the dissolution of the drug. Okay, and the main objective of the development of this in vitro dissolution test are to show that the drug release or the release of the drug from the tablet is as close as possible to 100%, and that the rate of drug release is uniform batch to batch and the same as the release rate from those batches proven to be bioavailable and clinically effective. So for these 2 points we will be conducting, that is the main objective of this in vitro dissolution study. And as I told you, according to USP, there are 7 type of apparatus can be used, and the apparatus 1 is called as the basket type and the apparatus 2 is called as the paddle type. Actually these 2 are the most widely used for the dissolution studies of tablets as well as capsule. For tablet and capsule we will be using apparatus 1 and apparatus 2, that is USP dissolution test apparatus 1 and apparatus 2. Apparatus 1 is called as the basket type and apparatus 2 is called as the paddle type. Then I told you a total 7 apparatus are there. They are the reciprocating cylinder apparatus, flow through cells, paddle over disc, cylinder type, reciprocating disc, etc. These are the apparatus. So out of this I told you the important one are the basket type and the paddle type. Okay, USP apparatus 1, that is called as the basket type, and the USP apparatus 2 is called as the paddle type. The first one is the basket type. So it's a method of choice for the dissolution testing of immediate release oral solid dosage forms. So a single tablet is usually placed in a small wire mesh basket that is fastened to the bottom of the shaft connected to a variable speed motor. When the basket is immersed in a dissolution medium usually containing 900 ml flask, that is in that flask we will be taking the dissolution medium. Okay, the flask is cylindrical with a hemispherical bottom. The shape of the flask is hemispherical, cylindrical with a hemispherical bottom. Then usually the flask is maintained with body temperature, that is 37 plus or minus 0.5 degrees centigrade. 37 plus or minus 0.5, it is 0.5 degree by constant temperature bath. Then the motor is adjusted to turn or rotate the basket at a specified speed. Then the samples of the fluids are withdrawn at intervals to determine the concentration or the amount of drug in the solution at different time intervals. It's a procedure. So for that we will be using either apparatus 1 or apparatus 2. It is most widely used that the apparatus 1 is the basket type. This is the basket type. You can see there is a basket. So inside this basket you will be taking the tablet. So we told you there is a 1 liter capacity cylinder with a hemispherical bottom. Inside that there will be a tube and a basket. Inside the basket we will be taking the tablet. The difference is the paddle. Also you have a 1 liter this cylinder hemispherical apparatus you will get, but in that you will have only a paddle. So we will be taking the tablet inside the flask only, inside the flask. Okay, and this paddle is used. Here we will be using a basket type. So inside the basket you can take the tablet. Here you are directly adding the tablet. Okay, in the paddle is used for stirring purpose only. So that's the only difference. It's a basket and the paddle. Okay. So the paddle type. So it's the same equipment as in apparatus 1. I told you the only difference, there is a basket that is replaced with a paddle. Okay. The dosage form is allowed to sink in the bottom of the flask before stirring. So it's a paddle type. So the dosage for the tablet is allowed to sink in the bottom. If it's a basket type, you are taking the tablets inside the basket. Then there are some important things for to know, that is called as the dissolution media. The dissolution media is important. So if you are using a drug, you have got through the monograph of the drug that is given in the official books, IP, BP, USP, etc. So in that it will be given which dissolution media should be used for a particular drug. And also I told you there is a speed of rotation. The speed of rotation is also will be mentioned in the monograph. Based on that we will be selecting the dissolution medium and the volume and the speed at which the test to be performed and the limit, etc. and the procedure, etc. will be given in the official component like USPNF or even IP or BP. It is given from that you have to take. That depends upon the drug what you are going to use. For some drug the rotation it is mentioned as 50 rpm, that is 50 revolutions per minute. In some drugs it will be 100 revolutions per minute, etc., etc. And also the dissolution medium is also important. That also given in the official in the official books or in the monograph it is clearly mentioned. I told you the dissolution medium for each drug is available in the individual drug monograph. And usually for basic drugs, usually you will be using the acidic media. That usually 0.1 molar hydrochloric acid can be used. Or we can use alkaline media for the acidic drugs. That is like some alkaline buffers can be used for acidic drugs. And for alkaline drugs you can go for acidic media like 0.1 molar hydrochloric acid. That can be used. So that is usually recommended. When specifically if it is given in the monograph, that medium you have to use. Specifically some pH 7.2 buffer, phosphate buffer or 7. It will be mentioned in the monograph. Based on that you have to select the dissolution medium. So that dissolution medium usually you have taken in that flask. 1 liter flask, usually 900 ml will be taken. Okay. So there is an example is also given there. For methyl dopa tablets, the dissolution test calls for a medium of 900 ml of hydrochloric acid, 0.1 normal hydrochloric acid, and the apparatus 2, that is a paddle type, has to be used, and the RPM is also given 50 RPM and the time limit is 20 minutes. So it is given clearly. So that means for testing, dissolution testing of methyl dopa tablets, how to take the apparatus 2, and the dissolution media should be used is the 1 normal hydrochloric acid. The volume is 900 ml, and the RPM selected should be, the revolutions per minute should be 50, and the time limit should be 20 minutes. So you have to conduct the test to 20 minutes. Then the accepted amount dissolved in 20 minutes is not less than 80% of the labeled amount of methyl dopa. So if an 100 mg methyl dopa, then within 20 minutes 80% of the drug should be released. Then it passes the test. That is called as the acceptance criteria. We can call it as the acceptance criteria, or the percentage drug dissolved in a given period of time. That is 80% of the drug should be dissolved within 20 minutes, or we can say this is the monograph tolerance limit for methyl dopa. With an example just explained. So the apparatus mainly used is the apparatus 1 basket type, apparatus 2 is the paddle type. So the dissolution medium selection is important, that you have to refer and write. For a basic drug, usually acidic media is used. For the acidic drug, mainly the alkaline buffers are generally used. Or if it is specifically given that specific medium should be used, and also the RPM and the limit, everything should be preferred and follow, that is given in the official books. So after conducting the study, I just explained you what is the acceptance criteria. So this is the 80% of the drug should be released within 20 minutes. That is in case of methyl dopa. So we have some standard value that is called as the Q. That 80% for methyl dopa what we have given is the Q. It is called as the Q is the percentage of drug content dissolved in a given period of time, or we can say it's a monograph tolerance limit. So how it is conducted in different steps. So in dissolution usually conducted in 3 steps: stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. So in the first stage we will be taking 6 tablets. We will be taking 6 tablets, and you will be conducting the dissolution study, and percentage drug release also will be find out using our analytical equipments. Then no dosage unit is less than Q plus 5%. Should be less than Q plus 5%. It means in stage 1 every unit or every tablet should be above 5% of the specified limit in the individual monograph. Okay, in the stage 1 what you are expecting is that every unit or every tablet should be above 5% of the specified limit. Then it passes test. If it not so, then you have to proceed to the stage 2. Means another 6 tablets is taken. So total stage 1 and 2 will be 12 tablets. Take the average of 12 units. So average of the 12 units should be greater than or equal to Q, and no dosage is less than Q minus 50%. That means in stage 2 we will be taking average of 12 units. It should be equal or more than Q. Q is the already told it is the monograph tolerance limit. So it should be equal or more than Q, but some units may below the Q, and should not be below 15%. Some units may be below Q, but no one should not be below 15%. That is the meaning of this. Then it passes. If not so, again to the stage 3, again you have to take another 12. So total 24 will be there. Take the average of 24 units. Then average of 24 unit should be equal to or more than Q. That means average of 24 should be equal to or more than Q, or we can say Q units may be up to Q minus 25%. That's a simple way we can say. Means it should be or equal more than Q. 24 units you have taken, it should be equal to more than Q, and 2 units may be up to Q minus 25%. So 2 units can below Q minus 25%, and all the 22 should be equal to Q or more than Q. Then it passes the test. So that's the dissolution acceptance criteria, and it is an important one. Okay.